Well, it wasn't a tough loss. It was embarrassing. We're at home. We needed far too many touches to play. We didn't find the front players. And then when we did have possession of the ball, we gave it away cheaply and paid the price for it. You know, we sort of got caught up in playing in small spaces, and they were way more aggressive, and we sort of played into their hands. They probably won every 50-50 battle out there today.
Just one more for you. Kareem came back today, Kareem. So what did you make of his performance? I thought he, for his first game back with the Wanderers, he looks really, really good.
Yeah, he did. He did a good job in a tough game to do so. But he needs to play, and it was good for him to get the game under his belt. I know he'll be disappointed, but we just have to look forward to Tuesday night.
Speaking of Tuesday night, it's a quick turnaround here. So how do you kind of move on and prepare the team to get ready for Tuesday after this result?
Well, I think we have to look inwardly. We owe our fans an apology. We let ourselves down, and if you look at the performance and you're truthful with yourself, you would tell yourself, look, we have to do everything to make amends on Tuesday.
Just one last one for you, Coach Hart there. 6 changes today, I counted. Was there any reason for that? Was that looking forward to Tuesday? Was that just recently playing a couple of days ago? Or was it more
a little bit of both, in hindsight, maybe too many, but at the end of the day, there's no excuse for the way in which we played, how we approached the game. We just weren't ready to play against a team that quite frankly, I thought they were superb tonight.
And we'll turn things over to Zoom. Charlie, I thought I saw your hand up. If you're ready, go ahead with Stephen, and we have time for a follow-up as well.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, Stephen, I just want to ask about, the changes that you made at halftime to the midfield. It was 1-0 at that point. Just what was kind of the thinking behind that, and maybe did it not work the way that you wanted it to?
Well, we thought we needed to press a little more, and Jeremy and Polisi are good at that. It wasn't because of any sort of performances from Pierre and Mo, and I know they're probably upset about it, but we just thought we needed a more energetic press. But at the end of the day, we didn't play good on both sides of the ball. When we had the ball, we didn't pass the ball well, and then when we didn't have the ball, we didn't defend well at all.
And then one, if I may, about the goalkeeper. You went with Kieran tonight instead of Christian. Is it difficult for a goalkeeper when they come in, they haven't played a whole lot, and to play in a game like this where they're very busy and getting a lot of shots?
Well, I mean, we didn't we didn't say that when he played against Winnipeg. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, he's getting a lot of shots because we didn't defend well. So I know he'll be disappointed with his performance, but really and truly, we have to look at the entire team. We have to look inwardly. And as I said, we certainly owe the fans an apology. I mean, in all honesty, we weren't thinking about Toronto FC at all. I don't know about the players' minds. I can't be in there, but we weren't thinking about Toronto FC at all. We have a few niggling injuries. We thought we would rest some players, give them as much rest as possible. At the end of the day, I select the team. I accept the responsibility. We just couldn't get the job done.
Any more from you, Dylan? No. Okay, Carlos, go ahead.
Just I wanted to follow that question that Dylan asked Stephen. It's a tough result, but my question for you is more like that defensive lineup is kind of like new, like how they played today. Was this like kind of like an experiment that you were like planning and trying before, or just kind of like?
Why you say it was new?
We see Mateo, we had Peter, we had Tabby. They haven't played this together, especially I think that fourth.
Well, Tabby has played. He's just he was just injured, and the only real difference was Sow coming in, and Fernandez had a little injury. He wasn't even dressed today, so we played Mateo at right back. But that was the reasoning behind it.
Any more questions in the room? Any more on Zoom? Last call for Stephen Hart before we wrap things up. Maybe Stephen, just one last one from me, and just a thought on maybe what Forge was doing well in this match.
Well, I thought Forge just played the ball quickly and simply. They moved the ball very fast, and they were switching the play from side to side with good accuracy, good technique. They were technically at a different level than we were today anyway. Very much so. We couldn't get close. Could not get close.
I don't feel like we performed well as a team. We were caught off mentally after the first goal. We decided to come back stronger in the second half. We started off well, but as soon as we got the second goal scored on us, it just sunk again, and we weren't able to get out of that. So overall, it wasn't a good team performance whatsoever.
And Dylan, go ahead.
Kareem, I just wanted to pick on something you just mentioned. You said you caught out mentally a little bit on that first goal. It's not the first time you guys have conceded an early goal, especially here at home. Is that something that is? Where do you think that pattern comes from?
Conceding early goals
Yeah.
at home.
In terms of the reaction, though, you said maybe it catches you guys a little bit.
I mean, it catches us off guard for sure, because normally at home is our fortress. It's where we don't lose points. So when we're at home, we don't expect to be caught off and get scored on first. We expect to win every game at home. So yeah, definitely when we're at home, it hits harder than if we concede away an early goal. That's for sure.
Briggins, and we'll go to Zoom.
It's a quick turnover here with another match here on Tuesday. How do you kind of forget about this one and come out strong on Tuesday?
We flip the page right away. Like we have to because Tuesday is a big game. It's an even bigger game. I mean, every game matters, but we all know that playing against CFC is a big game for us. So I mean, we have to realize that 4-0 is not something to joke around about. But at the end of the day, when we wake up tomorrow, we have to start a new chapter. When we get to training, we have to restart and get ready for Toronto, because it's a big game again. So we have to be able to do that.
Yeah, we knew that at least one side was always going to be open, just in having watched them in the past game. So it was a decision of the players to find that area. So it wasn't that it was specifically one side. They had to find that area that we can expose. And that's how it kind of worked in that first half. They gave us a lot of space on the right side, and Sissoko was excellent, and Schwanier in looking at that. And the one thing we asked for the guys is, if that was the side that kept on being there, keep on going to it until the opponent adjusts. And I thought they did a good job.
Any other questions in the room for Bobby? Yeah, one more.
This last one, the midfield battle, it seemed like you guys really kind of bogged down in midfield and made it really tough for the Wanderers to pass through your line. Can you give me a little bit of insight to how you maybe set that up, or was that another conscious effort to really kind of make sure that the strong point of the Wanderers team really couldn't get going?
Yeah, I think when you look at the Wanderers, and the one thing that's a mainstay in their club is Rampersad. He's an excellent player. He's an excellent player that can dictate sometimes the midfield, and we knew it's important to be a little bit higher on the pitch and try our best to neutralize him, and maybe that would give us an opportunity to pick off some of the passes. And I think our guys were actually quite better than picking off passes and winning a lot of balls in the challenges, and gave us the quick transitions. So that was something that we looked to do, and the guys were excellent in going about their roles.
So Dylan?
How much did you guys need this result tonight?
Yeah, three points are always important. That's the biggest thing you look at. I think we've played some excellent football. The results haven't been there, and it's a little bit reminiscent of how our season started last year. In the bubble in Winnipeg, and even coming out of it, where we're playing a lot of good football. And it's why I say it's a process, and it's a long process. You don't get anything for the most points at the end of the year. I know that best also from last year. So you have to stick to your processes. You have to stick to your football. And if you believe in it, I think good things come from it. And today, I think there's a culmination of us doing that. And we've had a lot of challenges with that. I think we've got 7 or 8 guys who can start on any day in our team who are back home in Hamilton today. So credit to the guys that are out there. We just keep on going, and that's the most important thing. And I think games like this and wins like this on the road in a very tough place to play in Halifax. We know that through the short history of this league, it's a tough place to play. So when you can get a win like you do today, I think it helps you move forward.
Having Lazard, I think that's that right. Lazard having this was the first game. How big a piece was it for you?
Yeah, when you look at last game against Ottawa, we had no natural center back, so it's good to get one in the lineup. He's come over, trained this week, and he's fit in great with the group. He's a player that we've scouted well and we've watched very well over the last year or so. And the opportunity came up to bring him over here, and he's a quality player. Today's a small glimpse, but this young man is excellent, and we expect him to be an important piece to how we defend and also how we play.
Turn things over to Zoom. If anyone has questions for Bobby, use the raise hand function. Dylan, is there anyone with their hands up for Bobby? I'm not seeing any. Charlie, if you have anything for Bobby, I'll let you go ahead.
I do, but I think Anthony has his hand up as well. I don't know if he wants to go first.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, Anthony, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Thanks, Charlie. Hey, Coach. I guess another positive here was being able to bring on some guys after like the 60th minute or so, getting some of the young guys in there and having that cushion allowed you to do so, I guess.
Yeah, I think you look at things, there's different things we wanted to see. I think we needed to use some rotation at some point. We also come into an important cup game in midweek. Obviously, when you score some goals, that allows that to be accelerated a little bit. But I thought the guys went in there and were excellent. Sebastian Costello's gone in there and shown the energy that he shows in training all the time. He's had an unfortunate spell and a couple of times with some little injuries, and he's missed some periods. So it's good to get him some minutes, and a few of the other guys, of course. And the most important thing is we didn't lose a beat when they went in there, and that's the most important thing you want to see from guys. Because anytime you get the minutes on the field, you want to make sure, especially as a young player, you're out there and you're trying to impress your coach and you impress your teammates, and the guys have done a great job with that. Yeah,
and just one more. It looked a little different up front with, I don't know if Taryn was playing a little off, if he was playing more of a false 9 type role. Was that part of the game plan?
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted with him. Is just trying to find them a little bit later in the open spaces and just give him a little bit more space in and around the box. We know he's a clinical finisher. Today he did a lot of great work. Maybe not so much in the finishing, but in how he picked up the ball and he started moving things around for the other 2 guys in front of him, and with Schwanier and Welshman, and just moving a different shape around. I think it's very important. You have to have tactical flexibility, and you have to have tactical evolution, and that's important for me and the coaches and for our team. That on any given day we're going to play the Wanderers 4 times, and everyone in this league. Sometimes you have to show everyone a little bit different and not be the same week after week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony. Sorry for not seeing your hand there. Charlie, go ahead when you're ready.
Thanks. Hey, Bobby. You've spoken before about this season. You know that your team had another gear to get to, and I think we sort of maybe saw them step up a year tonight. But how encouraging is it for you to see kind of the chemistry growing in that attack and these guys sort of finding each other with those passes? Yeah, the one thing we've just asked is be sharper and be quicker. If you're not quick enough sometimes in the attack, what we've seen in a lot of our games is a lot of opponents inside of a penalty area. Once there's a lot of opponents and there is not much space, we've seen that against Ottawa, Edmonton, and against York as well, with teams dropping into quick lower blocks against us. So we wanted to be a little bit better in our press, a little bit quicker in our counters, and also when we had a set attack, it's just being quicker to get into the box. And if we can serve that ball, cut that ball, or get moving a little bit better, that throws off the defenders and it makes it a little bit difficult for them, because once defenders set their feet, it becomes a very difficult task, whether it's Forge, any team in this league, or Manchester City. It's not the easiest thing to do in football. Otherwise, we'd see games like, I think there was a hockey game that was 9-6 a couple of nights ago. We don't see much of those in our sport, and because it's a tough thing to score goals.
The team performance was what's important. Coming into this, we needed 3 points. we were feeling a bit of the pressure and we responded very well. The team came out with energy and aggressiveness, and I think that was the difference. The football was the same as we've been playing all year, and I think that's what was the difference, the energy, the aggressiveness, and the commitment to the battle first. The football showed itself on the field, and we reaped the benefits of our performance. Personally, of course, it's been a while since I scored a goal, so that felt really good to get it. But again, the 3 points was all that mattered to me.
Okay, go ahead, Dylan.
Bobby talked a little bit about moving Taryn in kind of false nine role today, means something a little bit different for you. How was that feeling as opposed to previous games?
Seeing T play as the false nine, I felt we had a bit more of a target presence in there, as when we've played that position, this formation before, and other players have played there. They were more true center midfielders, but Taryn, as you can see, is much more physical than some of the other players that would play in that position. So he played that very well. We were just looking to play off of his movements, off of his hold-up plays, and to be honest, I thought Dov, myself, and Taryn did very well in that front three.
Yeah, go ahead, Jacob.
Can you just talk a little bit about your team, well, I guess the forwards attacking positioning today? Because it seemed like for all 4 goals, you were just in the right spot at the right time and were able to finish pretty clinically and pretty easily. Can you just give me a little bit about kind of how you guys managed to get into those spaces and make sure that you put away those chances?
All week, coach has been talking about how most of the goals at all levels are scored in the box. So we emphasize finishing our runs, getting into the box, being close to each other in the box when we're building up plays. So you saw today all of the goals were inside the box, of close quarters. So we really worked on stuff like that, and our movements, our understanding of each other showed very well this match in particular.
Any more questions in the room for Emery? Yeah, Carlos.
You guys got your points here. Away it was very important for the team to get this to pass in the table. You guys are facing Montreal, I think, in 5 days. Tell us about like how important was this result for you guys, what's coming from the team.
Of course, for the team's morale, this game was very important. We needed to put a good stamp on the game, not only for the Montreal game, but just for the league in general, to show us that we're still a serious team, still competitive, and we're not to be taken lightly. But for the Montreal game, it was very important for us to be putting the ball in the back of the net. Also, more so, to not concede any goals. Today, we had a very solid defensive performance, and people will see that. They'll see the 4-0 that we are dominant offensively. But I thought that defensively, we were solid back there, and that is going to be the key to the Montreal game.
Thanks, Carlos. We'll turn things over to Zoom. Anthony, go ahead.
Thanks. Hey, Emery. Obviously the names that showed up on the score sheet, they're evident, but it looks like everyone had a hand in this victory. When you're even the build up, toward those goals and the passes through the midfield, when you're a striker and you're playing up there and you see that everything's kind of clicking, does it kind of give you that feeling like, okay, like this, everyone's locked in. I think we're going to be able to get some output today?
Of course, to be honest, we've had tons of games with that, where we were just missing the final product. I think against Ottawa, we had like 20 shots towards the net that sometimes it's just not there. But today we were more clinical in front of net, which I felt is something that we've been missing. Also, our intensity, like I've said, off the ball, winning the ball back, the quick repressure was there today. But again, like you said, I saw the team clicking a little bit more so than other games. And just the aggression and the desire we were showing to win the ball back, that's the difference today.